them strippers. Yeah, I love them strippers.
What is up, y'all?
What's up, everybody?
Chris,
Hello, hello. I'm Leslie.
welcome to As the Poll Turns.
We are As the Poll Turns.
We are As
We
the
are.
Poll Turns. We got some good stuff on the plate this week with blind headlines, and then I have something that I saw when I was doing the research that I kind of want to talk about a little bit more in depth.
Oh,
But we'll save that for last.
okay. Because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I know.
Cool. All right.
Cool. All right.
All right.
First,
So, hey, first, I hope everybody had a great week. That's what
absolutely.
Here we are. Here you are. Thanks for tuning in. Hope y'all's fucking week was awesome. And I hope this coming week is just as awesome, if not better. Okay, let's go. Ready?
Ready to rock?
Ready.
All right. So, our first story that we're going to talk about comes.
Wait. It's blind headlines.
Blind headlines.
Do, 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 do.
It might not sound the same as it did last week.
It'll never sound the same. I don't remember what I did from one from one day to the next.
Before we get into blind headlines,
Yes.
we got some locations that we wanted to shout out. We were tracking.
Indeed.
We were tracking our listenership.
Yes.
Listenership.
I like it.
And we've got some locations that people are listening from that I can't even believe people are listening in, but
Well, hold on, it's not so crazy. So
it's us. Like,
well, I mean, look. All right. So, we got the Netherlands
the Netherlands.
or Netherlands. This one, so yeah, I failed geography. So, I don't know where this one's at. But I really like to say it. It's Bangladesh.
Bangladesh is an actual country.
Yeah, no, I know. I know it's a country. I just don't know where it's at.
It's over there, like Asia, I guess would be the continent.
I don't know, but again, I failed geography.
I'm pretty sure Asia would be the continent.
But Bangladesh, I don't know. I really like to say it. It's fun to say. Okay. Anyways, Japan, like, hello, Japan. That's awesome. Thanks, Japan. Good looking. That's cool. And also, this one is kind of surprising. When you said we were kind of this one, I don't know. I just wouldn't have expected Lithuania to show up on the radar. So, hey, Lithuania, what's up with you? Again, failed geography, but love you anyway.
Lithuania used to be part of Russia.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. That's great. Awesome. Australia, which I love Australia. I want to go to Australia. We need to go to Australia. Okay. Ukraine. Despite everything that's going on.
I actually have a story on blind headlines tonight dealing with Ukraine.
Okay. So. Yeah, everything that's going on and y'all are fucking listening to us. Like, fuck yeah, thanks. That's awesome. Italy, what's up, Italy?
Italy.
And Canada, eh? We love you guys. Thank you, everybody around the world.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate it, and so hope that you enjoy and you continue to enjoy. And yeah. Anyways, blind headlines. Are we ready to go?
I got one more thing.
Sorry.
If you see me with these glasses on,
the Meta.
They're Meta AI. I'm not gonna give them too much talking because they're not paying. Holla at us, Ray-Ban.
Hey.
But if I feel like there's something I feel like you guys need to see from what I'm looking at here on the computer, a picture, something like that, I may go to the glasses so I can take a picture or like a short video that I can edit into the process and show you guys just to give you a better understanding, I guess, of what we're talking about.
Cool.
So,
cool shit, babe.
Story.
First story. Story number 1.
Comes from my home state of New Jersey.
Yay. I didn't know what to say to that. Sorry. Yay, New Jersey. New Jersey. We lived in New Jersey.
We did.
It was nice. Where we lived, it was nice.
New Jersey strip club corruption case nears end with 6 pleading guilty to promoting prostitution.
Oopsies.
The family is the Achardi family.
Sounds New Jersey.
New Brunswick, New Jersey. The family who owns a strip club in Sayreville, and 2 of their associates have pled guilty to charges related to running a house of prostitution at the Route 35 establishment. It says, and they'll have to pay back taxes and undergo monitoring by the government for 5 years.
Damn.
Doreen Achardi, the owner of Club 35, and her husband, Anthony Achardi, Sr. of Freehold. Now,
wait, they're not in the same city?
They live in Freehold. The business is in New Brunswick.
Got it.
I don't want to accuse nobody of nothing here, but again, there was a certain group of people from New Jersey and New York.
Okay.
Mafia. Mafia.
Thanks for whispering that, because I had no idea.
The mafia doesn't exist.
Okay. I mean, I don't know.
I'm just saying.
All right, just say it.
I'm from New Jersey. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Entered,
New Jersey came out.
Entered guilty pleas to maintaining a nuisance through maintaining a house of prostitution, a 4th-degree crime, and failure to pay income tax, a 3rd-degree crime, State Attorney General Matthew Platkin and the Office of Public Integrity and Accountability announced. The pleas were entered June 3rd during a hearing before Middlesex County Superior Court Judge Joseph Paoni. The couple agreed to jointly pay all taxes they owed to the New Jersey Treasury Department's Division of Taxation for an approximate total of, get ready,
I'm ready,
$705,000.
Damn.
In addition to mandatory fines and penalties of about $420,000 in cash that was seized by law enforcement during the investigation, will be forfeited by the defendants and applied to the tax settlement.
Damn. Why y'all not pay your taxes?
Yeah,
like
of all things.
Like,
you gotta know, if you don't pay your taxes, the government is coming.
and here's the thing, you hear it in like entertainment Hollywood, you hear it in the famous people that are going to jail, that are getting in trouble for not paying their taxes. Like, what makes you any, I mean, if they're getting in trouble for it, don't you think that you're,
Well, with like musicians and actors and shit, it usually happens that they're paying an accountant very good money to maintain their shit, and they're not.
And the accountant is ripping them off. Wait, the accountant is like,
oh yeah,
like not
many
doing their
times.
jobs.
Under the agreement, the strip club will be subject to independent monitoring for a period of 5 years. As part of the terms of the monitoring agreement, the club must always be accessible to the monitor via closed-circuit TV and in-person inspections.
Holy shit. The club is on probation. Like, club probation. Okay.
Achi Boys LLC, an entity that owned ATMs in the club and belonged to Anthony Achardi Jr. of Old Bridge and his brother Stephen,
Convenient,
also pleaded guilty to maintaining a nuisance through maintaining a house of prostitution.
Oh.
Family business.
Yeah, well, you know. Okay.
The Achardi brothers, who worked at the club along with employees Janine Nichols and Jason Portes, all were or will be admitted to the pretrial intervention program for a period of 3 years, must pay mandatory fines and penalties. In addition, Stephen Achardi agreed to pay taxes owed to the Division of Taxation. As part of the resolution, charges will be dismissed against Alana Inc., a real estate holding company which owns the property on which Club 35 is situated. Remember we were talking about shell companies?
Yeah.
The guilty pleas in this case underscore that illegal business dealings and tax cheating are not worth it. Those crimes will not go undetected, and once they're uncovered, they will be prosecuted, says the Attorney General. In 2022, the Achardes family assets were seized by the Middlesex County Prosecutor's Office following a more than year-long investigation into the club.
Damn. So this shit was going on for a while. Wow.
The seizure resulted in multiple charges, including money laundering, promoting and maintaining a house of prostitution, and failing to file state income taxes.
Yeah.
In addition, Anthony Achardes Sr. became a cooperating witness for the Middlesex County Prosecutor's Office and assisted in a sting operation targeting Thomas Polando, the former chairman of the Sayreville Democratic Organization, who was allegedly observed accepting several $1,000s in cash at a Sayreville business and allegedly said he would use his political clout to influence an ongoing criminal case. So, they got busted. Their kids got busted. 2 of their employees got busted. And then he turned into a snitch to take down a politician. Only in fucking New Jersey, man.
I mean, it tracks.
Their sentencing is scheduled for September 30th. Court documents and an investigation into the strip club revealed that it doubled as a house of prostitution and that dancers performed sexual acts on patrons in the VIP room. Damn. The investigation also showed certain defendants failed to report the proceeds of the unlawful prostitution operation as taxable income.
No shit.
Apparently so.
All right. I mean,
keep it classy, Jersey. Keep it classy.
Yeah.
Now, we talking about the mafia. We're going back talking about our favorite place in upstate New York, Buffalo, Pharaoh's Gentlemen's Club, and Joseph Geraci. For also running a house of prostitution, distribution of cocaine, getting dancers fucked up.
Why is he? We talked about this guy.
We've talked about this guy a couple times.
Oh fuck!
Remember they got busted, and then the prosecutor wanted him to get in trouble for giving interviews over the phone.
Yeah. Okay. Got me. All right.
The state is moving to seize the club.
Yeah.
The state wants to take the club away from him.
Well.
So, they said that he groomed and preyed on drug-addicted dancers to coerce them into engaging in sex acts with the club's high-rolling customers.
Yeah, pretty sure I like this guy.
He is facing life in prison. He gave dancers painkillers, cocaine, ecstasy, and also turned a blind eye to the drug use and distribution in his club. So, and this was also the one. He had a fucking DEA agent in his pocket, and the DEA agent, I did it. The DEA agent is also going to prison. So.
Oh, good. Well, I mean, I'm a firm believer in, you make your bed, you're gonna be the one to sleep in it, right? I mean, you do what you do, and you pay for what you do, whether it's good shit or bad shit.
You know what they always say, if you lay down with dogs, you're bound to come up with fleas.
All right, yeah. What other cliches we got?
All right. Now, I know you're not really into sports except football.
Facts.
This story...
Fly, Eagles, fly.
This story comes out of Chicago.
Okay.
So there is... there's a girl in the WNBA.
Okay.
Named Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
I think she's a rookie this year. Might be a rookie last year. Very new to the WNBA.
Okay.
And she has a rival going with another WNBA player named Angel Reese. This extends from their years in college. They played against each other for a national championship and all that. These girls don't like each other.
Okay.
So Caitlin Clark's team is the Indiana Fever, and Angel Reese's team is the Chicago Sky. And a strip club in Chicago is rolling out the welcome mat for WNBA star Caitlin Clark. Deja Vu Showgirls, which according to their website features the hottest totally nude dancers and the best strip club experience in Chicago.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I'm just kidding. I've never been there. I don't know.
Is hosting a Caitlin Clark lookalike contest after the game on Saturday.
Okay.
The winner of the lookalike contest walks away with $500, according to an announcement on Instagram by the club operator, Mike Dickinson.
I'm sorry. What does this chick look like? Is she hot? Like, is she good looking? Is she pretty? What's she look like?
No.
Oh, in your opinion?
In my opinion, she is not an attractive woman.
All right.
Just my opinion. She's an amazing basketball player.
Okay.
She's an amazing basketball player, but not really what I look for in a woman.
Okay. Fair enough.
So
is she really tall? Is that it?
No, she's not really tall. She's a guard, so she's shorter.
I was being I was stereotyping basketball players. Anyways, all right, I'm getting off track. Sorry.
This Saturday, we know Caitlin Clark will be in Chicago for the WNBA game between the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever. After the game, Deja Vu Showgirls is having a $500 Caitlin Clark lookalike contest, Dickinson wrote. Bring your best ponytail, 3-point look, and walk out with cash.
Oh. All right.
I mean, look, I understand she's got a rivalry with one of the girls on the team. I'm not really into the women's basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I like football, so.
But I do know that Angel Reese sucks at basketball.
Okay.
She's the quickest WNBA player to, I think it was 500 points and 500 rebounds, because she'll get down under the basket and miss 3, 4, 5 shots in a row and get her own rebound time and time again. So the WNBA has actually instituted a rule coming up in the next season that you cannot do that. They will call a penalty on you.
Okay.
For what she does under the hoop. But, I mean, if you're going to fuck with a player, you should at least make sure that your star player is just as good, if not better, than the one you're fucking with. Because this would be the equivalent of, like, trying to think of a player from back in the day. So if you take somebody like a Ron Harper, who used to play for the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan, somebody of that skill level, and the Bulls went to their city to play them, and their male strip club was like, we're having a Michael Jordan lookalike contest after the game. Guess what? Michael Jordan's going to eat your fucking team alive. So you're just going to piss this girl off, and she's going to blow your team out. I don't really care about the WNBA. I just thought that it was funny that they're doing a Caitlin Clark lookalike.
I don't mean to sound foul in any kind of way, but I have my opinions. So my opinions of sexy would not be a basketball uniform and ponytail. That's just me. So I don't get it.
Caitlin Clark could look totally different if she put on some makeup, a dress, and was
change
going
your clothes. Oh yeah, I mean you could look like
what I see on TV. She looked like a girl who played basketball.
Yeah, I mean there are women that are attracted to that. There are men that are attracted to that. Myself, am not, but I'm a married woman in a monogamous heterosexual relationship. Anyways, moving forward.
Yeah, I love them strippers. Yeah, I love them strippers.
So this story is from yesterday in USA Today.
Okay.
Exotic Dancer says strip clubs turned away black dancers. Supreme Court will get involved.
What?
The Supreme Court on June 2nd declined to take up a black adult entertainer's attempt to sue several Houston area strip clubs for alleged racial discrimination. Chanel Nicholson has accused the clubs of limiting the number of black dancers on stage at one time.
Wow. On stage at one time. Oh, okay. How many I wonder.
They must have where they have multiple stages, multiple poles.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, honestly, I've worked at some clubs here in the Valley, and I've actually caught a lot of flack for hiring too many black girls.
From your superiors.
From my superiors.
Allegedly.
The people who own the business.
Right.
Allegedly. I've caught flack on more than one occasion.
Yes.
About having too many black dancers in the club. And that's probably why one of the reasons I don't work there anymore, because I'm going to run the club the way I want to run the club.
Right.
Okay? If a girl is good looking and she's good at her job, don't matter if she's white, black,
orange,
purple.
It don't matter. Yeah. Green.
She can come in and do her job.
Alien. We don't care.
Make money for the club. I don't care what color she is.
Facts.
I don't see that shit. We see one color.
Money.
Green. You see one color. But this club is accused of limiting the number of black dancers on stage at one time.
Yeah.
The lower courts dismissed her class action lawsuit, saying she waited too long to bring her challenge.
That's
Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson said the decision was patently erroneous and the Supreme Court should have intervened. But only one other justice, Sonia Sotomayor, agreed. There's a 4-year statute of limitations for claims brought under the federal law guaranteeing racial equality in contractual relationships. And a federal district judge said that the clock started in 2014 when Nicholson first began working at the clubs. The New Orleans-based 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals backed that decision. Nicholson argues that the clock reset every time she was turned away from the stage. In November of 2017, for example, she said she was barred from performing at one club after being told there were too many black girls working already.
Wow.
I can't even believe a club manager would say that.
Yeah. Wow. That's fucked up.
She filed her initial suit in 2021 after she said she was again discriminated against. Attorneys for the strip club say the statute of limitations applies unless the charge is a hostile work environment, which was not Nicholson's initial claim. She initially represented herself when filing her appeal, but now has attorneys who say the lower courts are divided over whether the statute of limitations can also be waived when someone alleges a pattern of discrimination. Those are among the most important civil rights claims, her attorneys argue, and there should be no artificial cutoff, they told the court. When the discriminatory act is ongoing and the reason for it is still visible in the mirror. So, first of all, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of clubs that are still like that in a lot of places. Has to be. Because there's some here. There's some.
If there's some here, there's some elsewhere. And other elsewheres as well.
Yeah, I think it's fucked up. And I think it's probably something the Supreme Court should have taken up. Because look, like I said, if you got a girl that comes into audition, it doesn't matter what fucking color she is.
Right.
Where she's from. If she is good looking and she knows how to do her job.
Yeah.
Or for that matter, even show signs that she could develop into a dancer that makes
Okay,
herself in the
right.
club a lot
Has
of money.
potential
You know what I mean?
with the right.
And a lot of that is going to come from a conversation, not what she does on the stage.
Right.
We've said it many, many times. Just about anybody can be taught how to dance on a pole.
Right.
With the time, the effort, the right teacher, just about anybody can learn to do that.
It's about your
But
verbal game.
The talk game, that's where it's at. And if a girl has it, like, she can put money in your pocket. I don't get it, man. It's because this must be one of those clubs where you walk in and all of the girls look exactly the same. Same build, same color hair.
Fun.
So
Such a variety.
yeah, kind of fucked up.
Excitement. Sarcasm.
Here we go back to Florida.
Oh shit.
Florida, man.
Florida
I
man.
think we're gonna use
Love
this
it.
so I can show everybody
Oh
what a Florida man looks like.
yes. Let's do it.
Hey, Meta. Start recording. Hey, Meta.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we're going to have to use the button.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So, this is Terrence Christopher Phillips. A Lakeland man was arrested for hitting a vehicle and a bystander while fleeing from a deputy after drinking at a strip club. Let me just make sure this is recording. We'll get a picture. That guy's fucked up looking. So,
let me
deputy,
see. Turn it. Let me see. Can you turn it so I can see? Yeah. I mean, it's Florida, man. All right.
Florida, man.
Yeah, we got it. He
So,
is Florida.
a deputy spotted a large crowd, later found to include 49-year-old Terrence Christopher Phillips, in the parking lot of Club 27 Cabaret, located at 215 U.S. Highway 27 in Claremont, Florida, around 2:10 a.m. on Wednesday. The deputy pulled into the median of the highway, saw multiple people who appeared to be in a verbal altercation. This is in the median of a highway.
I mean, look, I get it. I get it. I'm from Florida. I was ready to throw my shit in park not that long ago in the median.
I remember.
So, I get it.
So they were having a verbal altercation in the median. At that point, he informed the dispatch of the situation and approached the crowd in his patrol vehicle with emergency lights on. A female witness approached him and stated a man, later identified as Phillips, struck her vehicle and was trying to leave the property, the report said.
Mm-hmm.
The deputy observed Phillips in a black Toyota SUV trying to flee the parking lot. He approached the passenger side of the vehicle and tried to open the door as Phillips continued to drive away. Phillips put the vehicle in reverse and forward, directing the vehicle toward a man who was standing in the parking lot. He then struck the man and continued to flee.
Dude, you couldn't jump out of the fucking, you didn't, he wasn't watching none of this going on. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, anyways.
He drove behind the establishment and headed south on the grass towards the High Grove subdivision. The deputy chased towards the vehicle as it continued to flee from him. Phillips drove behind the establishment towards the deputy, who drew a firearm and told him to stop. He didn't listen. Instead, making a right onto U.S. Highway 27 and heading towards Polk County.
Oh. Not Polk County.
The deputy gave dispatch a description of the vehicle, which had multiple stickers on the back and possibly purple headlights in front. He also described Phillips physically and as possible intoxicated, the report said.
Possible intoxicated?
As the deputy returned to the incident of the location, he saw Phillips' vehicle passing the establishment, heading northbound on U.S. Highway 27.
No.
He notified other responding deputies who found the vehicle and administered a felony stop at Wendy's.
He got the munchies for sure.
They then detained Phillips, the report said.
Wait, like he went to Wendy's, or that's just where they pulled him over?
Maybe that's just where they
They must have just pulled him over there, because there's no way he just stopped her. If he had, I'm wrong. If he had the munchies, that means he's smoking weed. He's too aggressive to be smoking bud. All right, go on.
Went back to the guy who got hit by him. He had abrasions on his nose and his face.
Mm-hmm.
His thumb was bleeding. They called EMS.
Mm.
Male witness. Blah blah blah. Phillips became hostile and used arbitrary racial language towards the male witness and other people in the parking lot.
Dick.
He got into his vehicle and tried to leave while the deputy demanded that he step out. The male witness saw him drive forward, hitting the victim and leaving the scene.
Damn.
The deputy next talked to the female witness, blah, blah, blah. She saw the same thing. Phillips was then arrested. While en route, he used derogatory and racial language towards African Americans, Mexicans, and Puerto Ricans.
Man, he just had it out for fucking everybody. Like all kinds of people.
He also maneuvered his hands to the front, took out his penis to urinate on the floor of the deputy's vehicle. He later gave 2 breath samples of 0.17. So he is like at least double the legal limit. He was charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon without intent to kill, resisting arrest without violence, and DUI, his second offense. He was transported to Lake County Jail and released after posting $20,000 bond.
Dumbass.
Wild shit, man. Wild shit.
That would seem like, I mean, gosh, what a crazy night.
Right? Jesus, dude.
Like, phew. You probably don't remember too much of it.
Crazy shit. Now, here's our Ukraine story.
Okay.
So, all the people watching over there in Ukraine, listening.
I'm excited like it's going to be good news.
The headline is Dance the Pain Away.
Oh, is it going to be any good news?
Inside the Ukrainian frontline strip club where brave dancers flout curfew to perform to punters enduring the hell of war.
What? Some of those words I don't understand.
We're going to read it.
Okay.
In Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city.
Okay.
The Flash Dancers strip club.
So Flash Dancers, I wonder, is that what it's translated to in English? Or is that do they have like an English name?
It says the Flash Dancers strip club is still swinging.
Okay.
Offering a temporary escape for the embattled locals.
Okay.
Flash Dancers is a woman-owned business which opens its doors every night, flouting the 11 p.m. curfew. So there's a curfew.
Flouting must mean fuck you.
They're telling them to fuck off.
Yes. Rebellious shit.
It offers exclusive, exotic entertainment to anyone who pays. Prostitution is illegal in Ukraine, so strip clubs find themselves in a legal gray area.
Ooh.
But the law was lightly applied before the war, and now the authorities seem to accept that momentary indulgence can be tolerated.
Okay.
Valeria Zavadskaya, the club's co-owner, told Business Insider in 2023, "Our goal is to be a switch from what is happening." Her mother, a former professional Soviet dancer, opened the club a decade ago.
Wow.
The dancers arrive in the afternoon to practice their routines. By nighttime, they're dressed to the nines in ornate burlesque outfits to entertain their clients.
Wow.
The club is dimly lit.
I would love to see. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Fine.
I have talked about this before, about how the clubs, the girls don't costume out anymore. It's just thongs and titties hanging out, and there's no costumes anymore. Like, and I don't mean you have to do like go all out in costumes, but
Right.
it's mostly just thongs and
Right.
thongs. There's not much left to what they're wearing anymore. It's very minimal, which I'm not complaining about that aspect. But it was nice when, this girl would have this cute little costume outfit that was like, I don't know, a schoolgirl outfit or a French maid outfit. I don't know. It's been a while. But, I think that was always nice to see. And we don't really see that anymore. And so that's what they're doing over here. Oh, over there, not over here. They're not doing that shit over here. At least not to anywhere that I've been locally recently. So we're talking about.
I am going to do this story.
We're gonna
take a break so I can change these batteries.
Oh, we need a battery change.
The club is dimly lit in a soft red glow as the doors swing open to welcome customers.
Ooh.
There are never more than 20 in a night, and sometimes no one shows up at all. More than 1 million residents have fled Kharkiv since war broke out,
Wow.
meaning fewer people are looking for entertainment.
Yeah.
Drinks have also tripled in price since before the fighting began.
Oh.
While the club is a haven for both staff and punters, I don't know what they mean by
I don't know what a punter is.
the signs of war.
Oh, I'm like football.
The signs of war are inescapable. The windows on the 3 floors above the club are boarded up after an explosion in the city center shattered every pane on the block. And Flash Dancers is underground, so it doubles up as an air raid shelter.
Wow.
When the sirens sound, people scurry down to wait out rocket strikes in the red leather booths surrounding the dance pole. But despite it all, the doors of Flash Dancers remain open. Valeria says it's something you can't say with words but can tell with your body. Her founder, mother, Valeria, I can't say that name, now has a day job.
You don't want to worry about butchering that.
Now has a day job too as director of a small hotel. She told Business Insider, for most of us in Ukraine today, it's difficult to earn a living in just one job.
Yeah.
In 2014, she heard of a city center strip club closing down and recognized her opportunity to bring her love of dance to the city she called home. With dreams of modern-day Moulin Rouge, she hired a handful of women who could dance and began crafting her vision. She says, everyone initially thought it was a club with happy endings. Our position is that girls are not meat. Girls are about aesthetics, about femininity, and about beauty.
I love this. Yes. Fucking yes.
Another female owner.
Just because you're a dancer, stripper, entertainer, whatever the fuck you want to call it, does not mean you are a piece of meat. Fuck.
I agree.
Like, fuck.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, on that note, we are going to take a quick break.
Yes, quick break, please.
That way I can go get some batteries and we'll be right
We're going
back.
to go get batteries. Yeah.
I love them strippers. Yeah, I love them strippers.
Welcome back, everybody.
What's up?
So, we
So-
finished that last segment talking about the strip club in the Ukraine
Yes.
that stays open on the front lines.
Ran by a woman.
Ran by a woman who's just trying to help out the guys that are at war. I will say I have a homie that went over there to fight with them dudes. So who knows? Maybe he's the one listening.
That'd be awesome.
If it's you, reach out.
You know who you are.
Reach out to me, bro. I don't know if you're alive or not.
We are concerned. We miss you. We love you, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Yeah,
you know who you are.
If that's you listening and watching, reach out to me, man. So, we move from Ukraine to some celebrity strip club news.
All right.
Inside Angelina Jolie's son Pax's booze-soaked wild night out, partying with the strippers and more.
Oh, and more.
Angelina Jolie's son, who is estranged from his father, Brad Pitt, looked like he could hardly walk by the end of a booze-filled night out with his friends on Saturday.
Does it happen to say how old this child is?
I'm sure we'll get there.
Okay.
21.
Oh. Okay, perfect.
The 21-year-old was caught on camera leaving the Chateau Marmont Hotel over the weekend. And
Chateau Marmont?
yeah, we actually drove past that when we went on the TMZ tour.
We did go on the TMZ tour.
We did go on the TMZ
Celebrity tour.
And we went past the Chateau Marmont.
We did.
And while he was on 2 feet, he seemed to only be able to stand straight thanks to the help of his pals. Pax had his arms around several different friends as he smiled and laughed in a black t-shirt, matching hat, khaki-colored pants, and black Converse sneakers. He accessorized with a silver necklace.
I mean, swag. He got it.
After leaving the Chateau Marmont, Pax and his friends were seen heading to a strip club, where they continued to party till around 2:30 a.m. His parents' celebrity status didn't seem to have too much of an effect on Pax's evening, as he was spotted getting scanned by security at one point in the night, like any other person entering a club. The famous offspring is still getting used to being able to legally drink in the United States after turning 21 roughly 6 months ago.
Why does it specify in the United States? Does he grow up in another country?
I guess they spend a lot of time out of the country.
Makes sense.
Pax,
Rich and famous and all.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine when your mom is Angelina Jolie and your dad is Brad Pitt, you probably have houses in a couple different countries that you can go to.
I don't think it gets any more famous than that, really, right?
He's no stranger to making headlines. Within the past year, he was involved in 2 scary e-bike accidents.
Oh, no.
One of which left him hospitalized in the ICU. He was very lucky. It could have been much worse since he didn't wear a helmet. Who was left with a forehead scar that he put on full display while attending the Toronto International Film Festival.
Can we just pause for a second? Wearing a helmet is very important. I just want to fucking PSA for a second. I saw someone on a bicycle get hit by a car one time when I was at a red light. And the guy had a helmet on, and it saved his fucking life. And as I'm talking to the gentleman, because I pulled over, because what the fuck, he told me that this was not his first time getting hit by a fucking car. Okay, we lived in New Jersey, so if that's context. But anyways, this was not his first time. And that both times, the first time and now, he wore a helmet, and he believes that that's what saved his life both times. So just PSA, wear a fucking helmet. So what? It doesn't look cool. You know what else doesn't look cool? Drooling all over yourself because your brain doesn't work right.
That's true. So apparently this kid is in full crash out mode right now. 2 e-bike accidents. He crashed his Tesla a few months ago.
Damn. Get it together, dude.
Yeah, her son.
Here, my love.
Her son.
Take that joint.
His mother's pretty concerned. Apparently, he likes the adrenaline. He likes to go fast and things. He's just not good at driving things that go fast.
Maybe a little bit more experience would help.
So, yeah, another Hollywood person crashing out.
I mean, honestly, it's to be expected. All right. What else do we got?
In a story that we talked about last week,
what did we say?
I'm pretty sure this was one of our England stories. Sex shop and adult cinema granted new license. This is the one we talked about in Wolverhampton.
Wolverhampton, where they were applying for the license.
The Foxy Lady Club in Oxford. They applied for the new license. The city was wondering whether they should give it to them or not. They've been granted their license.
Awesome. Fuck yeah. Good job. Congratulations, y'all. Fuck yeah.
The Foxy Lady is once again open.
Once again. Check it out, locals. Check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Foxy Lady. If you Foxy Lady. There, hit us up.
I like the name.
Yeah,
It works for a strip club. I hear that song. I don't know who sings it, but anyways, where's like old foxy lady? Anyways,
So, Hollidaysburg Borough
what?
speaks to dismiss lawsuit filed by owner of a Cambria County strip club.
Do we know what?
You know what? It doesn't say.
We don't know.
Oh, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Pennsylvania. Blair County, Pennsylvania. A Blair County borough is asking a federal judge to dismiss a lawsuit brought against them by a Cambria County strip club owner. Come on, get this off my screen. Where's pop-ups?
Pause.
Yeah, pop-ups, man, pop-ups.
Pop-ups are a thing.
So, here we go.
All right, we got it.
They asked them to dismiss the lawsuit. The owner sued the borough earlier this year, claiming the borough's ordinances limit his business and are unconstitutional.
All right. Say again. So the boroughs have limitations which are making his business inoperable, which is unconstitutional.
Yes.
Look at that. I fucking kept up. All right.
The owner of DeTavio's Italian House says that he would host the traveling strip club about once a month before receiving cease and desist letters from the borough. He has until June 13th to respond to the borough's dismissal request.
Damn, that's coming up quick. It's like right there.
Yeah. Name of the club is Bodies in Motion.
Yes.
Pennsylvania's. This is cool. Pennsylvania's only traveling female exotic dance company.
Wait, what? The fuck is a traveling?
So,
all right, obviously it's self-explanatory, I'd imagine, but
from this other guy,
is there a demand for that?
I mean, apparently they're in business.
All right. Is there more explanation on what this fucking is? Because I need to know more.
Apparently they set up in like restaurants and regular bars to do like a traveling show.
Well, like that event that we had here for our other thing where the girl was outside with the with the pole and she was out there forever on the pole.
Pennsylvania's only traveling female exotic dance company.
Okay.
Gary Vaughn, the owner.
Okay.
Reach out to us, man. This is interesting.
Okay.
If you see this,
yeah. Hey, what's up?
If you know Gary Vaughn that owns Bodies in Motion in Pennsylvania,
I am digging on that fucking name. I mean, is it Bodies in Motion strip club, cabaret?
Literally, there's a van.
Gentlemen's club. What's it say? The
picture is a van, and it says Bodies in Motion. And then underneath it in smaller letters, it says Pennsylvania's only traveling female exotic dance company.
I mean, all right. I like it.
Gary Vaughn, I want to talk to you.
Traveling.
Exotic
I have questions.
We have questions.
Yeah, I for sure have some questions.
This is pretty cool.
I need to know more. All right. Are we smoking these joints?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
This is something.
Everybody smoke your joints. Smoke them if you got them. All right.
This is something else we talked about maybe a week or so ago.
All right.
Florida's strip club age limit law goes unchallenged after court ruling. A federal lawsuit that sought to block Florida's new law barring performers under 21 from working in adult venues has been quietly dropped. Earlier this week, attorneys representing two adult clubs,
so so that's a good thing or a bad thing? They barred.
No, the
help me out here.
The people who are trying to block the law
that would make them have to be.
So that law of being 21 to be a dancer in Florida is going to
stands.
Effect, yes.
Oh,
earlier
ladies.
Earlier this week, attorneys representing two adult clubs, a dancer, and a retail adult store filed paperwork in Tallahassee court, voluntarily ending the case. Judge Alan Windsor officially
They
closed.
gave up.
They gave up. Let's
They
see why.
All right. Let me shut up. All right. I can do this.
The challenge originally claimed the law violated free speech protections, but no explanation was given for the decision to withdraw. However, a recent filing from May 7th points to a likely reason. The plaintiffs acknowledged a similar ordinance in Jacksonville had just been upheld by the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. This
Upheld has been upheld. That means what?
means it's going to be the law.
That like they're holding it.
Yep.
Like it's gonna stick. Okay.
The decision, they said, was closely aligned with the state law they were challenging and would likely serve as binding precedent across the region. Florida's law passed in 2024 with strong support from Governor Ron DeSantis and state lawmakers. It restricts anyone under 21 from performing nude in adult entertainment venues.
Boo.
Violations can result in criminal charges. Supporters of the legislation say it's a tool to fight human trafficking, although the lawsuit argued that lawmakers provided no direct evidence linking adult clubs to trafficking and failed to consider less restrictive alternatives.
Yeah. I mean, have they ever seen the fact that security in most clubs walks the girl out to her car?
What if you got a security guy that's on the take?
What if?
What if?
I mean, come on.
Devil's advocate.
Okay, I'm not saying that it's not plausible. I'm saying that it's not likely. All right, go on.
So next one, we're also going to stay in Florida. This one's a little bit more upbeat though. The best strip clubs in Miami for some pole action.
Yes.
Grab some fresh dollar bills and make it rain at the best strip clubs in Miami.
Okay.
From our beaches to our poolscapes, Miami isn't shy about showing some skin. And the best strip clubs in Miami are clearly no exception. We wouldn't want it any other way. Whether you're chasing a neon-lit night of bottle service and big-name DJs, or looking for a more low-key club with strong drinks and zero pretense, Magic City always delivers. From 24/7 spectacle that is 11 to the high-energy dance-fueled madness of Vixen's Cabaret.
Ooh.
And everything in between.
I love that name.
Miami's best strip clubs each have their own flavor. Some are glitzy, some are gritty. At the end of the day, all of them are unapologetically Miami.
Fuck yeah.
Here are the 10 best spots in Miami to throw your singles, nurture your bottle of tequila, and in many cases, let the good times roll until dawn.
Fuck yeah.
This is why I want to go to Miami. So, number 1, 11. 11 has become a globally recognized institution in Miami with its own vodka brand, forthcoming residences. Yes, you can live across the street. And clothing sported globally because OMFG, the hats are so comfortable. The strip club is as much entertainment as it is spectacle, thanks to huge music bookings, crazy lights, and live aerial acrobatics.
Ooh.
But for all the characteristics of a strip club that this 24/7 nightlife juggernaut has, it's technically not a strip club. It's an ultra club.
Ultra.
For example, there are topless dancers, many of them swinging around on poles and collecting dollar bills and thongs that leave little to the imagination. Private dances are available upstairs too. The club operates nearly round the clock with its famed 24-hour format kicking in Thursday through Sunday. Dress like you're heading to a VIP table, think upscale and stylish. Flip-flops, beachwears, and jerseys will get you turned away.
Nice.
Entry fees vary based on the night's event, especially for major DJ bookings. So plan and pregame accordingly.
They pregame, do they not sell alcohol?
It's probably just expensive.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a strip club.
This is the spot. Though.
Look, if you don't have any money, don't go to the fucking strip club.
It's true.
That's just the way I feel about it. If you have a tight budget, like if you're saying, well, I can only spend $100, maybe you shouldn't go to the strip club.
No.
You know, maybe you should just go to the bar and have a really good time. Or something else. Do something else. But, yeah. I mean, if you're at a strip club and you're buying alcohol, expect to pay strip club prices. That's just the way that it is. You don't go to the strip club on a tight budget. Just don't go at all.
No, it's dumb.
It is dumb.
And you're not going to have a good time.
Well, I guess that's really in a roundabout way what I'm trying to say is that
you're not going to have a good time because the girls aren't going to fuck with you.
Well, and here's the thing. I can speak from both ends of the spectrum, I guess is why I speak on it, because I have had my times in life where I've gone to the strip club with like $20 in my pocket. And so I can get a few beers and I can get a $10 table dance. Not tipper because, you know, times are tight. You know, but I've also, and did not have, I mean, I still had a good time. I'm not saying I had a shitty time. I still had a good time. However, I've gone to the strip club and thrown maybe a couple zeros on the end of that $20 and, had a fucking great time. So, had such a great time. In fact, that I might not even remember too much of it because it was that much fun. So, I mean, I don't know. Don't go to the strip club with $20 in your pocket, I guess is really what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that you're not going to have a good time. I'm just saying maybe take that 20. Maybe you should get you could get like a strip club fund jar and like take that $20 and throw it in there like once, every couple of weeks. And then when you got a few $100, you don't need to have thousands of dollars to go to the strip club and have a good time. But you should probably have a few hundred, I think.
Stick it in like you're sticking it in a thong.
Yeah, you want to really, the more you spend, the better time you're going to have, in my experience, solely speaking.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
Spot number 2, Scarlett's in Hallandale Beach. Packs in 5 bars and 5 seating areas perched in front of some serious twerking talent. The late night crowd here is strong on the weekends, thanks to the 8 a.m. closing time on Friday and Saturday. Brace for what's normally a $20-ish cover fee at the door and a dress code that forbids shorts and sandals for dudes. Monday through Friday, enjoy $100 bottles from noon to 8 p.m. Sunday through Tuesday, bottles cost $150 all night, which is actually a good deal for a strip club. The spot also has a free lunch special Monday through Friday from noon to 3. Cover charges start at $10 before 7 p.m., with prices rising to $20 after 10 p.m. on the weekends. Dress code is clean and casual, but leave your sweats, gym shorts, and plain white tees at home. Number 3, Vixen's Cabaret.
I'm loving the name.
This is in Davie, just west of Fort Lauderdale. Is now in our strip club consideration set thanks to this spot. The sexy circus as its tagline, Vixen's Cabaret lives up to just that, with nightly acrobatic performances that swirl fire, dance through hoops, and do some crazy-ass stunts.
What? No. Okay, we need to get to Miami.
Miami is the entertainment.
He keeps trying to tell me we need to go to Miami. We need to go. And I'm like, for what? For what? But now I get it. I'm hearing you. Right.
Big name DJs have been known to pop in to the likes of Paul Oakenfold and Darude.
Yes.
Adding that much more to the fiesta.
Okay, as a Techno Florida girl, I'm with it.
Open daily from 5 p.m. to 6 a.m. The club's motto might as well be dress to impress. Think nightlife chic. Come early in the week for bottle deals and no cover happy hour from 5 to 8 p.m.
Yeah, I love them strippers. Yeah, I love them strippers.
Now, this is the one
Fucking
we
A.
talked about when Molly was here. This is the one that I believe used to be a Costco.
Oh, fuck. This thing is huge.
This is called Tootsie's Cabaret.
Okay.
This classic full nude Miami strip joint is known to serve some surprisingly tasty food. Tootsie's features a full service restaurant with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Rick Ross apparently loves their lemon pepper wings. Sometimes you'll even see a line out the door of people just ordering takeout food.
What?
The 2-level club is absolutely huge. It has dubbed itself the world's largest strip club, though we sadly can't personally confirm this claim. And it's also quite impressive with 6
Breakfast, lunch,
legs and eggs, baby.
and
Legs
dinner.
and eggs.
Legs and is that yours?
No.
Where did
A
you get
lot
that
of clubs
from?
do legs and eggs.
That's adorable. Whoa, did you see that?
Saw it jump right out of
Fucking
your hand.
motherfucker jumped right out of me.
Sometimes you'll even see a line out the door with people just ordering takeout. It has dubbed itself the largest strip club, world's largest strip club, though we sadly can't personally confirm this claim.
Freeze. Unfreeze.
Though we sadly can't personally confirm this claim. It's also quite impressive with 6 stages, 4 bars, over 300 TVs,
What the fuck? Where do you put a...
and a 400 square foot main stage
Oh, yeah. It's size of... It's a fucking used to be a Costco.
with
right?
2 32-foot high poles
Holy fuck.
operating daily from noon to 6 a.m. Tootsie's enforces a no-nonsense dress code, no baggy pants, offensive clothing, or athletic wear allowed. Entry is generally $8 on weekdays.
That's it?
Climbs to $20 on the weekends. after
That's
7
so
p.m.
cheap. I mean, it's not cheap. That's a really good price.
Mondays through Wednesdays feature can't-miss meal specials on favorites like prime rib and street taco.
Oh, I fucking love you. Street tacos.
Number 5, halfway down the list.
All right, we're getting there.
Cheetah Gentlemen's Club.
All right. We're...
Strip club aficionados have been going to Cheetah in Hallandale Beach for years.
Just singular cheetah? Just
That's
one
what it
cheetah?
says.
Okay.
The sizable, fully nude club has 6 stages, 3 different levels, a cigar selection, and of course, a small army of talented dancers.
Of course.
Admission is on the more affordable end, free until 7 p.m.,
Nice.
$10 from 7 to 9 p.m.,
Okay.
$20 after 9 o'clock.
Reasonable. Yeah.
And we get this. The club does free lunch every day from 11:30 a.m. to 3 p.m.
What?
They do free lunch every day.
No, I heard you. How do you make a profit off of giving away food for free? At a strip club is what I mean.
There's free
At a-
Wi-Fi.
particularly at a strip club.
I'm
All right,
I mean, they must be
interested-
doing something right.
I mean, interested to find
They've
out.
been
This
open for a
fucking
while.
food must be amazing,
Yeah.
or the girls
we
must
need to
be.
go on a strip club tour of Miami.
We need to do, yeah.
Shit, we go on a strip club tour of just their kitchens.
I'm
Apparently.
saying, I'm down for it. You said you had me at street tacos.
There's
Say no
free
more.
Wi-Fi when you need to rifle off a work email. You can come dressed casually, but after 7 p.m., tank tops and flip-flops are a no-go. Expect holiday-themed parties. and
All I
even-
wear is tank tops.
You're a girl. It's different for girls.
All right.
Expect holiday-themed parties and even the occasional car show thrown in. For fun.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I
this
love
place
car
Taco.
shows.
Cheetah.
Oh, I want to go.
Gold Rush Cabaret
Okay, number 4.
is the reincarnation of an infamous Miami strip club that once operated in downtown. Gold Rush 2.0 offers only a small sampling of the mayhem that used to go down there, but this club still knows how to party. And the Cajun Spice Quesadilla for $15 is definitely a draw. The vibe is club-like, with plenty of flashing LED lights and a lit DJ. But
Lit.
rest assured, the dancers go all in.
Yes.
Just be sure to observe the dress code. Dudes who show up in shorts risk paying extra to get in.
Oh, they let him in?
Guess.
I mean, fucking shit. Pay extra. That's cool. You see if they got money or not. What's your wallet look like?
Guests can take advantage of rush hour specials from 8 to 11 p.m., which include a $5 cover and discounted drinks.
Okay.
Smart casual attire is encouraged, and theme nights like UFC watch parties add to the crowd-pleasing energy.
Oh. Okay.
Number 7. Sexy Lady Cabaret.
Wait, I said number 4?
It went
Where are we going?
10, not 10 to 1. I guess I should have went backwards.
Am I going? We're both okay. Anyways.
But we're both on the same place.
Okay. Just different ends of the spectrum.
This place has been known as the Foxy Lady since 1983. This petite.
Wait, didn't we just talk about Foxy?
Different Foxy Lady.
Oh.
This petite, centrally located strip club earns praise for its cleanliness, body positivity,
nice,
friendly staff, and good vibes.
Okay.
Cover is typically $20 on the weekend. Dances go for $10, and there's free parking on site.
Okay.
Also, $10 for a private dance is a bargain.
Private dance for $10? How like $10 a song?
Probably.
I mean, obviously, it couldn't be. Okay, yeah, that's dumb.
Despite its smaller size, Sexy Lady doesn't skimp on popular amenities like hookah service, and food trucks are usually parked outside.
Oh.
Open from 2 p.m. to 5 a.m. daily. Cover is often $10 before midnight. Swing by on Henny Wednesday for $8 shots and a particularly hyped midweek crowd.
All right. I mean, I'm thinking $10 VIP, like $10 private dances. Every night, all the time.
Again, that's probably per song, but
yeah, but
that's still, I mean,
look at the club that I primarily danced at. There was the DJs, plural, they all did it. Made sure that the songs were played at roughly 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and then he cut the fucking song. Like there wasn't like, I mean, that was how you did it back then. So if you're talking $10 a dance for 2 minutes, I mean, $10 a song for a 2-minute song, I guess that's not so bad, but that's still less than what I was making some odd years ago. So it just doesn't seem like, well, how do you make your money? There's got to be there just seems like it just doesn't seem like a way to make money.
So check this
from
out.
A dancer's perspective.
From a dancer's perspective.
Right.
Absolutely.
I don't understand where the making the money is.
So I have a list of 10 clubs in the Miami area.
Okay. Yes.
I'm reaching out to TV and internet people that do this and have these companies. We need a sponsor to sponsor us to go take a tour of these clubs in Miami.
That would be cool as fuck. I'm down for that.
Come on, y'all.
All right. Next.
Playmates Club.
Ooh,
Number 8.
Playmates Club. That sounds very high end.
Yeah, it does. Located in Coral Gables, which I don't know much about Miami, but I know that Coral Gables is a little bit more of an upscale area in South Florida.
Right.
Playmates has stepped up its game in recent years under new ownership. It's more of a laid-back and approachable party vibe here, but you can still expect bottle service, VIP room, full kitchen, hookah, and of course, friendly, fully nude dancers.
Yeah, fully nude.
So
no alcohol, probably.
No, they got a bottle service, VIP. I mean, they have alcohol
bottle service. Yeah, but
Miami's a different animal. They have different laws that really don't apply in other parts of the state.
Okay.
Hours stretch from 3 p.m. to 5 a.m. most days, with slightly later weekend starts. Entry is free before 8 p.m. and rises to $15 on weekends and $20 or $15 on weekdays, $20 on weekends.
Wow.
Come in casual attire, but after 8 p.m., shorts and open-toed shoes are not welcome. Again, this is probably dealing with men.
I'm saying, yeah, I typically wear like a lot of strappy shoes, boots,
Yeah, this
wedges.
is going to apply to men in their flip-flops,
Yeah.
slides,
Yeah, I'm
fucking
thinking.
Crocs. Oh, okay.
Disdain for
We're going to go to 9 strip clubs in Florida
Nice.
on this tour that we're going to get sponsored for. This next one is called
Manifest Greatness.
La Bear. La Bear, B-A-R-E.
La Belle.
The fellas get on stage and shake it for some cash at this Fort Lauderdale institution.
It's a male strip.
It is a male strip club.
Okay.
La Bear is a favorite for bachelorette parties, birthdays, or anyone trying to bring their Magic Mike fantasies to life. They offer some not too shabby party packages for groups of 5 to 8 guests, and all parties receive a bottle of free house champagne just for showing up. If you're a dude, prepare to pay a bigger cover charge. The party typically begins at 8 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday, and it's open until at least 2 a.m., 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Cover for women starts at $15 to $25 depending on the night, while men must pay $40 and be accompanied by a lady.
So it's exactly similar to a gentleman's club.
Yes.
For those that don't know, most gentlemen's clubs, women, I couldn't just go there by myself. I couldn't just walk in and be like, here's my cover charge. Like most places.
The bigger clubs you could, like a Spearmint Rhino or Sapphires in Vegas.
Okay, yeah, but I don't live in Vegas. Like, I'm not going to Vegas for the night. Like,
you know, Sugar 44 over here in Phoenix might be different. You know what I mean?
I know that there are clubs, and I worked at a club where you could not come in unless you, as a woman, unless you were accompanied by a man. I know that there are clubs that current local to our area that you cannot go into as a woman unless you are accompanied. And there are also other stipulations such as, say, help me out here. If there's, say there's 3 women and they want to go to the strip club, what would your typical...
It has to be an even ratio. You can't have 3 women and just 1 guy. Each woman has to be accompanied by a gentleman.
Right.
Really, what they're trying to cut down on is women coming in there and busting their husbands.
Really?
Causing a scene. That's really what it's...
See, I
that and prostitution.
I thought it would be more like maybe women go into the club and distract the customers.
That happens too. You'll see a lot of guy customers will try to go sit down and talk to them.
Because they have a better shot at getting some pussy from her than they do from the stripper that's been trying to talk to him.
In a lot of environments, that's not really the main part of it. In a lot of situations, it's going to be one coming in to cause a scene because their husband's in there.
Wow. That's unfortunate that you couldn't just go with him and have a good time. I mean, look, you don't have to be bi to have a good time. Okay, anyway.
A lot of prostitutes, probably more in like the bigger cities, of course, like your Las Vegases and shit like that. Prostitutes are going to go hang out in there because they know that you're not taking one of these strippers home. There's guys in there looking for pussy, and it's safer than walking the street.
Yeah, I guess I didn't ever think of that aspect. Okay, makes sense. All right.
So
makes it a little bit, when you look at it from that aspect, from those aspects, it makes it seem a little bit more fair.
This place also does free well drinks and beer on Wednesday and Sunday night.
Free?
That's what it says.
Free. Well, I don't drink. Well, I mean, that's awesome. Free well drinks and beer.
And our last spot coming in at number 10 is Bella's Cabaret.
So this is like the the last one on the list.
Yes.
Okay.
But now this is this magazine's top 10 list.
Okay, so top 10, 10
There's
being
literally,
the
like-
worst out of the 10? Or 10 being number 1 out of the 10?
It
confused
says
at how we're
in
reading
no
this.
particular order, but I
Oh,
kind of
okay,
feel
okay.
like they're ranked.
You can't
because,
say top 10 and then in no particular order.
Bella's Cabaret
All right.
is near the airport on the Miami River that just hits the right balance between classy and divey. Devotees rave about the laid-back vibes, nice-looking, fully nude women, cheaper drinks, and a substantial hookah slate. Plus, Booby Trap is a few minutes down the road, meaning you're bound to find something you like. The spot is typically open from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m., making for 12 solid hours of debauchery. Dress code is straightforward. You have to have a shirt, and you have to have closed-toed shoes.
What if I have strappy wedges?
Again, this is probably just for the men. Entry is free if you sign up for the guest list and arrive before 11 p.m. After that, plan to pay.
Yeah. 11 p.m.? That's, I mean, look, they're all pretty fucking fair about their times and fees as far as cover charge. Yeah,
So,
I'm with it.
seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I still haven't done and don't understand the food at a strip club. And I know I've spoke on this before. I'm just coming from a dancer's perspective on this opinion solely because I wouldn't have any other perspective on that. I've never eaten at a strip club. I don't know anything about it. But from a dancer's perspective, I feel like I would eat all the time.
And you run into
I don't want to they have this delicious food. I know I love this meal. I'm looking forward to getting it. I get there, I eat it, and now I don't want to fucking work because I'm full and I'm happy and I just want to smoke pot and like relax. Yeah. So there's a need for me to understand what this food at a strip club, because I keep hearing about it.
Okay.
And I keep hearing about how good it is, but I'm trying to understand the comfort level of being able to sit there and eat and look at tits and ass. Like, is it I mean, I don't know. It's nothing I've ever experienced before. So I don't understand, like, would it be like similar to like sitting on your couch and kind of like watching like an intro to porn while you eat dinner with like a TV tray? I don't know. I need to experience this so I can have a valid opinion.
From what I learned working
I'm so clueless on this topic.
Working at the club in Phoenix that had a kitchen
Yeah.
is guys will come in on their lunch break
Okay.
and they'll eat lunch and they'll sit down and talk to a girl, maybe get a few dances.
Like
And
table
then
dance, VIP dance, it just depends on whatever they're looking
for. Some lap dances or
Okay.
whatever upstairs on the couches.
Sure.
And then at night they'll use it as a break. Like they're hanging out by the stage, they're getting dances. Okay, we're gonna order some food and we're gonna go sit in the back away from the stage and we're gonna eat and then we'll continue to party.
Okay. Cause see, I'm kind of like, I party and then I eat and then I go to sleep and then I'm ready for bed.
Some people don't do.
Yeah, no. Yeah, maybe I should try it. There must be something to it. I must try this.
Next time we go to Jags, we'll try some food. We'll get some wangs and shit.
With some wangs. Oh, I love wings. Eating messy wings at a strip club? All right. Is there something of like a fork and knife that I can use? So I don't get my hands all...
Most of the
trying to be delicate over here.
Most strip clubs, for some reason, have prime rib on the menu.
I mean, I like meat. Meat is my favorite food.
Yeah. All right. This is the last story on Blind Headlines before we move into a little bit more of a topic that I wanted to speak on.
Okay.
I don't know who this chick is, but she's a rapper of some sort. Erica Banks gets defensive following the internet's mixed reactions to her strip tour announcement. Sounds like she's trying to be that chick Jocelyn from Zeus that does the Jocelyn's Cabaret. Erica Banks is setting the internet ablaze once again due to her controversial BBL in some shape, form, or fashion. This time, it's over her recent strip tour announcement. As caught by the neighborhood talk, she posted this reveal to her Instagram just days ago. You read it right, boo. Calling all ballers and shot callers. Thank you. Catch me at your fave strip club next week on my stage tour. This one's been on my bucket list. Which date are you coming to? Kicks off June 1st at Club 24 in Miami, which is closed. We read that last week. And will now run through June 14th after initially going until the 7th. 2 gentlemen's clubs in Houston, one in Dallas, another in St. Louis, and Atlanta's Magic City will all receive the Erica Banks experience. If you really want to see more for yourself, the Texas FemC is also offering private dances that start at a whopping $1,000.
A song or?
I would imagine a song.
No.
But as we alluded
Really?
to, this screams thirsty.
$1,000. It can't be $1,000 a song. Please not be $1,000.
Doesn't specify.
I don't know. I'm not with that. I don't think there's anybody on this planet that I would pay to dance for me $1,000 a song.
But as we alluded to earlier, not everyone has the nicest things to say about her doing this.
Well, I mean, okay, yeah. Got that.
I don't know who the Flow Queen is.
Hmm.
My strip tour got y'all in a frenzy. Are y'all okay? You don't have to be a hater, babe. Your boyfriend won't. So let's just have a ball and enjoy this.
Well, all right.
2 more clubs have been added. The bag has dried up. You're supposed to strip first, then turn rapper. You hustling backwards, babe. One IG user says she is 100% moving backwards in her career right now. Adds another. One more boldly trolls. Girl, please. I wouldn't want you shaking that extra wide BBL near me. All of these comments and more caught by the aggregator led Erica Banks to clap back and defend her decision with a spicy response. My strip tour got y'all in a frenzy. Are y'all okay? You don't have to be a hater, babe. Your boyfriend won't. So let's just all have a ball and enjoy this. Hearing the Busset rapper clap back like this isn't anything new. Since getting 2 BBL surgeries, she's remained content and happy with her choices to make said enhancements. During the BET Awards last year, she preached body positivity and to not listen to the randoms online. I can't allow, this app to upset me and hurt my feelings. So that would just be my best advice to that. And as far as body positivity, do you, girl, I'm doing me,
I know.
They just getting mad at me because, sorry, y'all. You crazy. You are so crazy. I'm sorry.
I'm having a really hard time following this.
Me too.
Just so you understand where I'm coming from here. We're reading what, text here or post?
Like Instagram posts,
some kind of
Instagram, Twitter shit.
All right.
So I wish there was a real picture of this BBL because they're saying it's monstrous.
Monstrous?
Don't really know what that means, but
I mean I can imagine. I have a quite a vivid.
Sounds like Erica Banks is copying Jocelyn Hernandez from Zeus, and honestly, I watched some of those episodes, and that shit sucks too.
I wasn't into it, but that was just
allegedly.
No, so
All right.
we claim.
So I got two stories to pull up that kind of coincide. The one of them is actually on one of those sites where they want you to pay for a subscription.
Boo.
So I can't really read too much of it, but I can also talk about this from my experience.
Okay.
The first one says the job market drove Gen Z into sex work, and Gen Z went into sex work as a shortcut to the American dream. Those days are gone.
What?
So basically, what they're saying is Gen Zers, the girls who, I guess, pre-COVID almost, were doing the OnlyFans and the stripping and the cam shit and all of that stuff. And these girls were making bank. Like, that one girl, they were just talking about her on the fucking TV the other. I think her name is Sophie Rain. OnlyFans chick. This girl's making $4 million a month.
No.
$4 million a fucking month.
It's unfathomable.
$4 million a month.
Why?
So basically, they're saying,
What is she doing? I need some tips. Oh, never mind.
she's getting fucked on camera.
Okay, well,
Which still $4 million.
I mean, that better be some golden fucking pussy. I mean, is she like squirting gold? Liquid? Is she
velvet?
All right. Anyways.
So basically, unless you're a dancer, from what I'm seeing, like, okay, there's like at least 20 clubs in the valley, right?
Okay.
Half of them are dead most nights of the week.
I mean, your busy nights are Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So basically what the story is talking about is how this certain demographic of girls, this certain age group that would classify them as Gen Zers.
Okay.
They're the ones that built this shit. The OnlyFans, like, that's their age group, that's their shit.
Okay.
They're doing the OnlyFans, and they brought sex work to the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can see that. It's become mainstream.
Yes.
It became mainstream.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that.
The bottom kind of fell out of it. Because, like I said, of the 20 to 25 clubs off the top of my head in this valley area, most of them are dead on most nights of the week.
I mean, Jags is pretty good on a Wednesday.
So just imagine that's the club that gets all the attention out.
Yeah.
That's the busiest club of all the other.
Well, Jags is great. Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Other clubs not so much.
Right.
And the bottom is really kind of falling out of it. So unless you're dancing in.
So what's going? I'm sorry, excuse me. So what's going on is that these girls, instead of going to a strip club and dancing and making money at a club, such as what's been going on for quite some time, instead they are online from their house in the privacy of their bedroom doing whatever they're doing on their OnlyFans.
Some girls only put up like.
So we're running out of girls. There's no longer, I don't want to say younger, but most times the girls at the strip club range between 18 to 28, right? So if you're girls that are between the ages of 18 and 24, 25 that are now not working at the club and doing their money online, now you're running out of girls that are willing to come in and go to work because they can make more money over here. So why go over here?
Exactly.
And really nobody goes to a strip club to see a dancer that's not young, and I don't want to say young, but firm, okay, of a certain. Nobody wants to go see a 60-year-old at a strip club. Is all I'm saying.
But like, I feel like there are so many other alternatives. Like a lot of places, believe it or not, like prostitution is not necessarily legal. So if you're walking the blade, you're probably going to get arrested and go to jail.
Right.
But if you're an escort,
Yeah.
you do it professionally online.
Yeah.
Like there's escort services in every major city in this country. You're not paying the girl to have sex with you. You're just paying the chick to hang out with you. And if sex happens, it happens.
Right.
And that's kind of like the loophole. Tying into that same story and how things are changing, this story from the Huffington Post, sex work is cool now. Here's why that's a problem.
Yeah.
It was a rainy evening, and my colleague and I were on the train on our way to work. I have worked at various strip clubs over the past 7 years, and my friend for 5. It's long enough time in the adult industry to know most of its downsides, precarious working conditions, and unstable income, and inescapable discrimination. Look, my colleague handed me their phone. There is something off with this. Their Instagram feed suggested a pop-up event organized by a group of pole dancers using the catchphrase, unstigmatize the stigmatized. The word stigma in the context of pole dancing left a weird taste in my mouth. Pause.
Yeah.
It reminded me of another reel I found on a fitness influencer's page, which tackled the question, should you quit your muggle job to go into pole full time? It's a question sex workers often get asked the most by people who are fantasizing about getting into sex work. Muggles is how pole fitness dancers call people who don't do pole in the same way as sex workers. Sex workers use the word civilians to call non-sex workers. They're also known as squares. Like when you hear on the burn book, girls that are either in the club or they do extras or they do alcohols or whatever, they talk about the girls who go let guys touch all over them in a dance club for free. And they refer to girls who think they're in it but not in it as squares, like girls who aren't sex workers, whether you do OnlyFans porn, you're a whore, or you're a stripper or whatever.
Okay.
So the girls who do pole fitness call themselves muggles. They don't do pole in the clubs. They use it for fitness.
It's great for fitness, by the way.
In the same way as sex workers use the word civilians to call non-sex workers. However, we don't separate us from them because we want to gatekeep. We don't believe sex work gives you Potteresque magical powers, but it's crucial for us to define our community because of the isolation and discrimination we experience. Non-sex workers appropriating us reminds me of the nature of queer baiting. Many of us are getting better at detecting queer baiting, the practice of using a perception of queerness to gain money or clout and calling out why it's exploitive.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, it feels necessary to identify when someone is playing the sex worker card without actually being one. I call it whore baiting. When people in sex-positive communities appropriate sex work narratives, language, and labels to market themselves and profit off it for money and clout. But they're not sex workers and never have been. And while I'm not comparing these experiences of queer people to sex workers, these are both marginalized communities whose lifestyles are often emulated and appropriated, while the people who actually belong in them are discriminated against. For the record, when I use the term sex worker, I'm referring to people working in the sex industry. escorts, porn performers, strippers, professional dominatrix, but also phone sex operators and cam girls.
Okay.
Working in a strip club as a pro dom for a client, for example, makes you a sex worker. Teaching pole dance in a studio and doming in your private sex life does not.
Correct. I agree with that.
To me, whore baiting can be broken down into two problematic behaviors. The first one is the appropriation of sex work language and discourse. I mentioned the use of the word stigma, which implies a victim narrative. There are no laws that police pole dancing, and I haven't read about increasing rates of violence against people who pole dance for fitness. Stigma is not attached to pole dance itself. It's attached to strippers who work for money and what they symbolize. These narratives that position kinky performers, burlesque, and pole dancers as vulnerable and stigmatized are sometimes used as bait to attract a bigger audience or appear more evolved than they are. They want the vibes without having to deal with everything actual sex work entails. The second behavior characteristic of whore baiting is identity appropriation. Actress Julia Fox, for example, has leveraged her 6-month experience as a dominatrix in numerous interviews as a marketing tool, even making it the central topic of discussion. Diablo Cody, screenwriter of the film Juno, worked in a strip club for barely a year and turned that short period into a memoir titled Candy Girl, A Year in the Life of an Unlikely Stripper. In both cases, Fox and Cody turned an isolated adventure in sex work into their whole identity. It's also not uncommon to find dancers who have worked a couple of shifts in a strip club using the label stripper as their marketing identity to teach striptease classes and lap dance workshops. So they work long enough to consider themselves a stripper.
Yeah.
And then they move on to teaching girls how to be a stripper.
Right.
Suppose
you know what I call that? Fucking poser. All right, anyways. Sorry. That's just my opinion. Not sorry. That's my opinion. I'm not apologizing.
Suppose your experience as a sex worker is so limited and the marginalization that comes with it hasn't had any influence on your life. Does that give you the right to claim the label for your own advantage?
I don't think so. I don't think it does.
I don't think it does either. These girls go through a lot working in this business.
Yeah.
And to pretend to be one for monetary purposes without having to catch the real flack that some of these girls
Is that not
catch.
appropriating?
It is. Absolutely it is.
I mean, I'm not going to fucking... Yeah, I don't know. That's...
I worked in strip clubs. I was a strip club manager. I worked in the sex industry, but I'm not a sex worker.
Well, no, you were... Well, you've been... I mean, you've been security. You've worked a couple of different positions
It's the same
as an employee
If you teach
outside
girls,
of... Right, but that would you can't claim being a sex worker.
No, and neither
Right.
can the girl that teaches pole classes at the YMCA.
Because she did it once?
Because she did it once in a club and then began teaching. That's
Yeah. No, I don't agree with that. I think that's... You're wanting too much. Either fucking do it or don't.
right.
Don't do it for a night or two and say, this is what I am now. Like, do it and live it and experience it. You have to experience something for a prolonged period, no matter what it is, before you can decide
Absolutely.
that's who you are, or that's what you want, or that's what you're going to be. You can't just do something once or twice and be like, I'm this now.
Right.
You need to live it. You have to experience. All right. Anyways.
I'm always suspicious of people who claim they have been sex workers, but who are very vague about details, especially concerning the time they spent in this profession. Whore baiting behaviors aim at creating an ambiguity aimed at earning the same stripes as sex workers who actually can't be open about their lifestyle because of the possible repercussions.
Right.
When you hint at your sex work experience as leverage, people will have questions. And if a person is marketing themselves as a sex worker, I think the verification of their identity by the community is totally fair. By carrying your body as a possible representative of a marginalized group, you automatically acquire a responsibility.
Yeah.
And so, inaccurately claiming to be a sex worker feels disrespectful to people who experience discrimination and sometimes even violence just to do their job.
Right.
Even in Berlin, the city where I am currently based, where sex work is legal and sexual freedom is an anthem, sex workers are assaulted with eggs or even pepper sprayed in the streets by both passerby and neighbors.
Damn.
I'd be remiss not to address why people try so hard to be seen as whores in the first place. R.F. Kuang, the author of the bestseller Yellowface, explains in an interview with The Rumpus that the desire to belong to a minority group is based on the flawed perception that marginalized people have gained an advantage in today's society. This, of course, is just a facade, and it devalues the struggle of people who actually live this life.
Yeah.
I would argue that today, whore baiting is a form of cultural appropriation.
Mm-hmm.
It takes away income, space, and visibility from sex workers.
Yeah.
The label comes with violence, laws that police our body, criminalization, travel bans, fear, limited access to bank and payment services, which is 100% true.
Yes.
Erasure from history, censorship, and silencing on online platforms. The list goes on, and as long as sex work is criminalized, sex workers are in danger.
Wow.
The spaces we can claim are very limited, and so are the advantages and opportunities for work. And so, leave them to us. It's not about gatekeeping. It's about recognizing the entirety of our experiences rather than just the ones that feel sexy.
Wow.
That was very well written.
Yeah.
That was very well written.
Who does it say who wrote that?
Edie Montana.
Good job, Edie. Is it E.D.
Nope.
or the name is
Edie?
Oh, it's so good job, Edie. Very well written.
Huffington Post.
Huffington Post. Very well done. Good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was very well written.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, the popularization of it and
Yeah.
the fact that the it's becoming popular in pop culture, but as the older generation either gets too old to go to clubs or dies, unfortunately. I worked with a DJ at a club in Phoenix, and he was an older dude, and he told me that he used to tell his son about the clubs and, try to get him to go. And his son's exact words were, I'm going to go to a strip club. I'm going to spend a bunch of money. I'm likely going to leave with blue balls and no money. I can get on Tinder, find somebody that I match up with that just wants to fuck. I can go fuck, and I can be back to my video games in an hour.
It's facts.
That's today's generation.
Yeah. Why go spend your money on a... Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, for me, it's about the vibes.
Yeah. I mean, I 100% agree.
I'm not in the strip club to perv out over chicks.
Yeah, I'm not in the strip club to fuck.
No,
I'm not in the strip club to put my mouth on any body parts or have my body parts with a mouth on. I'm not in the strip club for any of that.
No.
I'm in the strip club for the sensuality of the sexuality, of the
environment, the vibes,
yes.
like all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm willing to pay for that
Absolutely.
because you're not going to get, or the likelihood of, I mean, well, we're not Tinder, but I mean, where else are you going to go and get sensuality, sexuality that's not just a this and done? You get a little bit of excitement, you get a little bit of mystery, you get a little bit of play, you get a little bit.
If you play your cards right, you can get anything you want. In some clubs, that also includes extras.
Well, we have reported on prostitution.
We're not talking about extras when I say experience.
Right. No.
Experience, I'm talking about the experience.
Yeah, the whole experience.
The whole entire experience.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I enjoy going to the strip club for. I'm not looking for happy endings. I'm not looking for sexual stuff. I'm not trying to touch her in an inappropriate manner. I'm not there for none of that. I'm just there for me, it's a sensuality thing. I prefer to see a woman be slow and sexy and exhilarating.
I just like to sit and talk. I mean,
if
you could sit and talk to anybody,
yeah,
sit and talk with a couple of half-naked chicks and have a few drinks.
Well, that's true.
It doesn't have to be nothing dirty or disgusting or none of that. So This was a great topic. I really like this topic. I wish we would have had a guest on to talk about this, but
guests are slacking.
Yeah, guests are slacking. But anyway, fuck it, we're here.
We're here.
I got no more stories left.
No more stories.
To this topic again, I see, I look at stuff on Burn Book. Shout out to the Burn Book chick.
What's that?
I look at that a lot, and I get some good information from there. But even the clubs here in the Valley, aside from Jaguars, somebody posted a picture from inside Christie's Tempe last week, Saturday night at midnight. The place was a ghost town. The place was a ghost town at midnight on Saturday.
Yeah.
Somebody else.
I don't know what's going on.
Somebody else posted that they drove up Scottsdale Road and inquired as to why those clubs looked so empty on a Saturday night at 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Right.
I mean,
I think we know why. We talked about it.
In general, the industry is taking a downturn.
I think it depends on locations. Maybe it's taking a hit in the lesser known cities.
Yeah, it is.
The more popular cities ain't having a fucking problem. But
you also have to give people a reason to come.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They're not just going to stroll in because you're there and you're open. There's, like I said, let's find out. Hey, Meta, how many gentlemen's clubs, cabarets, and strip clubs are there in the Phoenix Valley area? Essex. See, even Meta just rattled off 10 that are
7. Yeah, I had.
Within,
they didn't say there's quite a few that they missed.
There's quite a few that they missed.
But they said they went a big range from Sunnies to fucking Jags.
Those are just the ones that are probably in a 10-mile radius of where we are right now. So, on that note, I got nothing else, babe. You got anything else you want to talk about?
I don't have any topics.
Okay.
Up for.
On that note, we will not be filming next weekend. We are going on a little trippy trip.
Our niece is graduating.
We're going on a little road trip.
Yeah.
So,
So we might have a little bit of lapse in episode. We'll try to do something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Sometimes life does stuff.
Sometimes life does stuff.
So, we're going to roll with that.
We are going to roll with it.
Yeah, so we will see you next time. Tune in. Because we love you. Thanks. Oh, follow and subscribe,
like and subscribe and
stuff.
all that shit. As the poll turns on YouTube.
Yes.
As the poll turns on Instagram. As the poll turns, dots between each word.
Don't forget the dots.
We thank you for watching, listening.
We thank you.
However you're getting this info.
Yes.
We got some big things on the way, y'all. So be looking out for that.
Okay. Bye. Have a great week. Have a great everything. Bye. Great everything.
Yeah, I love them strippers. Yeah, I love them strippers.